Aaron, so you're going to be calling game. What game you calling Thursday?
I have the Missouri game for South Dakota on Thursday, and then Georgia versus UT Martin on Saturday.
Okay, hell yeah, man. So you'll be calling a game, so you probably have to play catch up on these games. But everybody should tune in to at least a bit of Mizzou, South Dakota. Hear our boy do plying his trade. He's very good, y'all. If you haven't heard him on the call before, but the other games Thursday night that are going to be locked on to, and actually weirdly, like maybe two of the, if not the two best matchups, not LSU, FSU. I mean, maybe, probably South Carolina, UNC is better, but like it's weird that in week 1 of college football, Thursday would be the best day. And they're at the same time, 7 p.m. You got Florida, Utah, and Nebraska, Minnesota. Let's start with Florida, Utah. Who wins there?
I think Florida wins this football game. And I think the biggest reason, like, I love Utah for all the reasons you talked about earlier of why you think Utah wins the Pac-12. I mean, this is a great team that's returning their defense, their offensive line, their quarterback. But I just don't know when the quarterback's going to play. Like, there is a significant drop from where Cam Rising is to their backup quarterback. And it's hard for me to fathom. I think I said yesterday in the show a little bit, a guy coming off an ACL injury 6-7 months ago, even if he does play, being able to play at the level that we know he can play at. So, I had the opportunity to cover Coach Armstrong, the new defense coordinator for Florida, a year ago, and just knowing and seeing how aggressive he's going to be on defense. I don't even know if I'm Sam Hartman, if I would want to go against Florida's defense, knowing that I'm only 7 months out from a major surgery on reconstructing my knee. So I don't think Sam Hartman plays. I think that's the biggest difference in this game.
Sam Hartman slipped out. It obviously affected your mind. You mean Cam Rising?
Cam Rising.
We know.
Cam Rising.
Oh, that was a comedic zoom right there. Did you do that on purpose? That was well done.
No, I didn't. Cam Rising.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just assuming that Rising plays and is like 85, 90%. How? An ACL is not a 7 to 8 month injury anymore. I don't understand.
No, it still is a 7-8 month injury. It's
a 9 to. Yeah, to be 100%, but not to play. Not to play, to be 100%. I think Cam Rising plays. I think you'd have to take Cam Rising out in a body bag for him not to play.
No chance. I wonder if there's a line out there if Cam Rising plays or not.
Do you think Utah wins, but you think there's no chance Cam Rising plays?
I think regardless if he plays or doesn't play, Florida wins the game.
I know. I'm just asking you. Okay.
I don't think he plays. No, okay. I don't think he plays. I think for Utah, look what happened last year. You lost this game. You still want them to win the Pac-12. What's more important? Keeping your quarterback healthy for the season and giving him another. I mean, you can give him 3 weeks. They don't play a Pac-12 game till UCLA.
You think after Cam Rising left it all on the field last year, the manner in which they lost in the swamp, you think that competitive ass, mustachioed, greasy motherfucker doesn't want revenge?
I don't think it's up to him. I don't think it's up to him.
All right. Well, whatever. I think he plays, and
your coaching staff, you look at the bigger picture, and I'm not going to waste my starting quarterback. If I feel like I can win without him, I'm not going to put him out there in a situation to damage him for the rest of the season, possibly.
You better be right that you can win without him.
I don't think they will. I'm just saying, like, one way or the other, like, it doesn't affect their chances of winning the conference.
Anthony Richardson was the difference last year, and Graham Mertz, Anthony Richardson is also how you could sum up this game. And so I would be shocked if Florida wins. But again, somebody told me this yesterday at dance class. My daughter, they were talking about how, like, the school their kids go, I don't know, parents talk, you just immediately start talking about schools. It's so fucking lame. But they're talking about the school they're sending their kid to, that it has a lot of room for improvement and or something. And she was like, that's just opportunity. I was like, okay, I kind of like that. That's like a very optimistic way to frame adversity. And yet all adversity is opportunity, right? Opportunity to prove people wrong, to show people wrong. That's Florida. Okay. I don't think they're going to do well in this game. I think Utah's going to win, but it's a perfect opportunity for Billy Napier to soothe what has been an awful offseason for the Gators, where everybody's entering this season saying they're going to absolutely suck.
And Anthony Richardson went off in that first game, but Anthony Richardson as a college quarterback last year wasn't anything special. Let's be honest. Like, we're acting like there's if
but you can't
worse than Anthony Richardson last year. Like, that's really bad.
No. But you can't look in this case. You actually can't look at the whole year. right? Like you have to look at that game because he did this crazy shit that won them that game that Graham Mertz can't do. So I feel you. Like Graham
Yeah, but
Mertz
I
could be a
think
better
Graham, I think
overall
Graham's also
quarterback.
great. And there's stuff from the previous coach staff at Wisconsin that was saying like we misuse Graham. Like he is more talented than what he put on tape last year and the year before. Like so, like that gives me confidence too. He's on a better roster.
Didn't
They
you
have a
rank
better
him
running
last?
game. What's that?
Didn't you rank him last in the SEC?
I did, but like that was before I heard that this comment from the coaching staff.
Okay.
We screwed up with Brandon Hurts. He's better than what he put out there. Like we did not, put him in a situation to have success. So I still need to see it. Like that's his coach, which obviously you should probably trust his coach more than me watching him on tape. But there were moments early in his career where he looked damn good, like really, really good. So he's got a better team around him. They got a great running game. And if Florida is going to win this game, it's going to come down to him because you're on the road. Utah's going to load the damn box. You're going to get a lot of single high coverage. He's going to have to be accurate.
So who are you actually predicting that's going to win?
Florida.
Utah. Oh, you're saying Florida. You think Florida's going to win?
Florida
no matter
wins
what?
the football game.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, I think Utah does.
No, Utah does.
Yeah, I mean, you're just too much of an SEC homer, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I love Utah.
You can't just say I love Utah after you chose Graham Mertz and Billy Napier to beat them when everybody says Florida's going to be.
If Cam Rising was playing, Utah would mop them.
Okay, never mind. You can't say that then. Nebraska, Minnesota. Nebraska at Minnesota this weekend. Obviously here, merch link in the bio. We are the main corn hub purveyors in the country. I got to be honest, Aaron. I entered reading about this game thinking Minnesota's going to win, right? Minnesota's clearly been a much better team over the last 3 years. I love PJ Fleck. The quarterback situation is pretty interesting to learn about. That said, I just kind of assume Minnesota's going to win. The more I've looked into this, and yes, let's just call a spade. My Nebraska bias is starting to leak through. But the more I look into this game, Aaron, there's actually a lot that I like for the Huskers here. Give me your read first, and I'll dive into my research. My obviously biased research.
Yeah, obviously biased. I think Nebraska wins the football game too. I do. I think Matt Rhule is a hell of a coach, and this is even without you just throwing it in my face this entire offseason. He's a hell of a coach, and this is the best team that he's ever taken over. So
yeah,
this was a team that was, as we all know, in the majority of their games last year. I mean,
in every one, they 3-9, every single loss by 8 points or less, and in half those games they had a lead in the second half.
So he inherited a good football team, and then he upgraded the quarterback position with Jeff Sims. You look at Minnesota, and Tanner Morgan's not there at quarterback anymore.
Nope.
And I don't know how much I love I don't know if I can pronounce his name right. Kaliakmanis.
Kaliakmanis. I don't know how to say it either, but it's fun to say, isn't it? We're gonna look it up.
I think the offense is a lot of question marks that need to be answered for Minnesota. Defensively, they'll be good. They return the majority of that side of the football, but it's kind of also hard to judge their defense last year with the schedule they played. So, their defense at home will make this game obviously a really tight game. That's probably going to come down to a one-score game. But I just think at the end of the day, Matt Rhule's the better coach. I think Jeff Sims is the better quarterback. And I think you're going to see that a very physical Nebraska football team from the very start of the season, a more disciplined team, a team that's going to want to beat you at the line of scrimmage. So I think Nebraska kind of makes some huge noise with a big win to get the season going.
A team that's been, practicing situational football all camp. No, look, again, I entered this thinking Minnesota. Then I learned something. It started with seeing, okay, actually, 3 straight defeats for Nebraska in this series, all by exactly 7 points. Okay, so it's not like it's been some massive gap, and these are badly coached Scott Frost teams.
Yep.
Then you see, look, I love PJ Fleck, but as you mentioned, Tanner Morgan's gone. You know who else is gone? Muhammad Ibrahim, their all-time leading rusher. You know who else is gone? John Michael Schmitz, their All-American center. Okay, I don't care who you are. They always talk about strength of the middle on a football team. Losing your quarterback, All-American running back, and All-American center is not exactly easy to replace. Then you look at their defensive backfield last year, which was awesome. Only gave up 8 passing touchdowns on the entire year, right? 3 of the 5 guys gone, 2 to the NFL, 1 transfer to Rutgers, which what the fuck, who transfers to Rutgers, but whatever. And then you look at quarterback. Okay, well, look, Tanner Morgan was out some last year. How did Athy Kaligmanis do? Ethan Kaligmanis. Again, they call him the Greek rifle, so that's what we'll call him from now on. And this is where it gets interesting. It all hinges on the Greek rifle, Aaron, for Minnesota for me. He was a redshirt freshman year when he had to play, and the stats, honestly, as a whole for the season, look awful, right? But he's thrust into a tough situation as a freshman, and he leads him to a couple nice wins. He leads him to win over Wisconsin. He leads him to win over Syracuse in the bowl game. But the Wisconsin game is what maybe Gopher fans should take a little hope from. In that game, 19 of 29, 319 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Okay, a great game for the Greek rifle. If he can prove that that was a flash and more things to come, then I think Minnesota probably wins this game. But if he's who he looked like for the majority of his outings last season, or is just not that good, well, guess what? You ever seen Beer Fest, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you know in Beer Fest, at the end of the movie, when the whole big reveal is, hey, we're not that drunk. It's like you said. Yes, exactly. Nebraska is not that bad. And so that's the point. Like, these were already teams that were relatively even when Minnesota had their 3-year starting quarterback, All-American running back, and All-American center. What happens when you take all this away and Nebraska gains a Matt Rhule? Like, no, I think Nebraska actually wins this game. It feels like everything's coming up corn hub, baby. So there it is. Both of us think Nebraska takes it home on Thursday. God, I hope to be right when we record our Friday morning show this week.